Buongiorno and welcome back to our sessions. These sessions are random topics, topics that normally many students find difficult or a bit tricky. So it's always a good idea to have another look, and they're very useful for revising something. Also, as I said, if you either if you find them not clear or if you have forgotten how to use them. I'll mention here the fact that I have uploaded what is a course of Italian for beginners. So that is a course that starts from the very, very beginning for people who have never studied. So if you are watching these, let's call them random videos, in the sense videos with random or varied topics, and you find them too difficult, you might want to instead look at this course for beginners. We are at lesson 5 at the moment. That is in the playlist. The name is Italian for Beginners. This, as I said, is for students of different levels. So it can be semi-beginners, really, or intermediate, advanced, with some difficulties with certain topics. And let me remind you that if you want me to cover a specific topic, if you have questions, do write it in the comment, and I'll be very happy to upload a video about it. And by the way, thank you to the subscribers, the new ones and the old ones. Thank you for liking the videos and sharing them. And also, let me remind you that I do private tuition, one-to-one or very small groups on Zoom. Right, so today we are going to talk about the modal verbs. Modal verbs, which are in Italian, dovere, potere, volere, which is can and must and want. In English, can and must in particular behave, let's say, in a different way. In Italian is these three, dovere, which is must or to have to, potere, which is can or to be able to, and volere, which is to want. I have here a table actually that I have taken from a book, which is quite useful. So let's see what we have there. There are already some examples ready for us to look at. So here we have I verbi modali all'imperfetto and al passato prossimo. So this session in particular will cover these modal verbs in the past. So not in the present tense, but in the past. Imperfetto and passato prossimo, because they need to be used in a certain way, and they do have specific translations, specific meaning according to the tense. And you have to be quite careful how to use them. So let's start. Here we have kind of similar examples we'll see as we go along. We are starting from the imperfect tense, imperfetto, and we have an example for each of them. So the first one is a verb dovere, which is must or to have to. The example is dovevamo partire presto, and then we have two different options. So dovevamo partire presto, as you can see, we don't have a full stop here. We need to continue. We need to finish the sentence. You'll see the same for the other two verbs. We cannot use the modal verbs in the imperfect tense in this way and just stop. Mostly in general, let's say, stop, because the outcome is not clear. So you need to continue the sentence and say exactly what did happen. So we'll read both options. So dovevamo partire presto e quindi siamo partiti presto. The other option is dovevamo partire presto, ma abbiamo fatto tardi. So how to translate the whole sentence? Let's start from the top one. We were supposed to leave early, and so we did. We were supposed to leave early, however, we were late. So this one, dovevamo, you can't really, in order to give, first of all, to give a more specific, a more accurate translation and meaning, and also to make a difference between the imperfect and passato prossimo, instead of having a literal translation, we are using an expression. We were supposed to leave early. We were expected also to leave early, or we expected to leave early. So you can be a little bit creative, let's say, with this, with a translation, as long as obviously the information is accurate. So if you say we were supposed to leave early, I still don't know what the outcome is. Did you not? So if or when we do finish the sentence, we know what the outcome was, what did happen. So in the first option, and so we did leave early. The second option, however, we were late. Let's go to the second example with the modal verb potere. Potere means can or to be able to. We have exactly the same format. Potevo lavorare fino alle 9 e ho lavorato. The second option, potevo lavorare fino alle 9, ma ho preferito andare a casa. So here potevo, again, I'm going to translate it in a way that we can see the difference between the two tenses. In this case, instead of saying just I could, which is correct, it is not incorrect, is correct. However, to give you a better idea of what we mean here with could, is I had the chance to work until 9. I had the opportunity to work until 9. But did you? So we need to finish the sentence in order to know if you did work until 9 or not. So you can say e ho lavorato, and I did work. Or you can finish the sentence with ma ho preferito andare a casa. However, I preferred to go back home. So I didn't. So if you put a full stop here, potevo lavorare fino alle 9, it doesn't give you much information. It just says, I had the opportunity to do it, but we don't know if you did. Exactly the same with volere. Volere means want, to want. So let's see the two options. Voleva mangiare poco, allora ha mangiato poco. The other option, voleva mangiare poco, ma alla fine ha mangiato come una bestia. So this person was wishing, was wanting to eat a little. But did he? We'll go for him. And so he did. He did eat little in the first option. However, the second option, he wanted to eat a little bit. However, in the end, he ate like a beast. Same here, same principle here. If you put a full stop here, after poco, he wanted to eat a little. It doesn't mean he did. It means that that was his intention. It was his intention. But then we need to finish the sentence in order to know what he did in the end. Either he did eat a little, or he ate like a beast. So as we said, using the modal verbs in the imperfect tense is more talking about intentions, possibilities, and potential. But we need to finish the sentence and say exactly what did happen in the end. Infatti says here, quando usiamo l'imperfetto, dobbiamo completare la frase, altrimenti il risultato non è chiaro. So when we use the imperfect, we must complete the sentence, otherwise the result, the outcome, is not clear. So this is with the imperfect tense. Let's see what happens with passato prossimo. We have kind of similar examples. Siamo dovuti partire presto. This one implies already what the outcome is. To give a full and complete and clear translation would be, we left early because that's what we had to do. So we have had to leave early. In fact, the result here, the outcome is we left early because we had to. Had to is given by the verb dovere, must or have to. The second sentence with potere, can or to be able to. Ho potuto lavorare fino a tardi. Full stop. This sentence already implies that you were actually able to work until late. You did work until late because you could, because you had the opportunity, the ability, the chance, whatever it is. In fact, the result or outcome of this sentence is I worked until late. Ho lavorato fino a tardi. It is implicit already in the sentence. Finally, verbo volere, ha voluto mangiare poco. In this case, he has wanted, he decided, he deliberately ate little because that's what he wanted to do. We went for he again. The result or outcome of this sentence is he ate a little. So here, infatti, it says, quando usiamo il passato prossimo non è necessario dare più spiegazioni. È già chiaro che cosa è successo. So when we use passato prossimo, it is not necessary to give any more explanations. It is already clear what happened. So recapping, when we use the modal verbs in the past imperfect, so imperfetto, we need to finish the sentence. We need to add more information in order to know the outcome. And the verb in the imperfect tense, the modal verb in the imperfect tense, is expressing, as we said, an intention, a potential situation. Instead, when we use passato prossimo, we are saying immediately what did happen because we had to, we could, or wanted to. So this is very important to remember, not easy at all, because many get confused. And it's not just confusion, it really is learning and practicing enough. It is not an easy thing to remember, an easy rule. Maybe a little bit subtle as well, although luckily we have really these two completely different tenses. And you need to be careful how to use them. Using could, for example, could, it's so vast. You really can cover different tenses, different meanings as well. That's why I chose to translate it with I had the opportunity, I was able, I actually was able to do something instead of just could. So it depends also if the context is clear, then you don't need to give so many information. Because the other person probably perhaps knows already what you're talking about. However, in doubt, let's follow these rules. So what we are saying is actually clear. I hope you found this one useful, and please keep subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos. And feel free to leave any comments about your thoughts, and also if you have any topics that you'd like to suggest. I'll be very happy to cover them. I will say goodbye for now, and I will see you on another session in the near future. Bye bye, arrivederci, ciao.